What up, though? What up, though, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Chopping It Up with UncleChon, the podcast. I am your host, UncleChon, and it's a pleasure to be here again. I don't do my podcast as often as I should because mostly I do my podcast for YouTube, and I'm not getting a lot of love on YouTube. I'm not complaining or nothing because by me being a small timer, so to speak, I can kind of say what I want to say. And I do. You know what I mean? So, the first thing I want to do is kick a black fact for you. In the year of 1897, George Washington Carver was credited with inventing peanut butter. That's right. You can't, unless you're allergic to peanuts or whatever. Everybody likes peanut butter. Doesn't matter who you are. Thank you, brother George Washington Carver, for blessing the world with the invention of peanut butter and have saved a lot of little kids and college students from starving to death. We salute you, brother. All right, check it out. Today, I found out that I lost a cousin, passed away. And I decided to talk about the way we live our lives. Now, if you've not listened to me before, you know one thing. I don't pull punches. I don't hold back. I say what the hell it is. And if you don't like it, lump it. Now, I'm not necessarily going to be talking about my family member, but I am. You know what I mean? People like who behave a certain way in their life. Because oftentimes when we go to memorial services, funerals, and whatnot, people always say good things. People, they put on their funeral clothes, they dress up a little bit, and they go to pay their last respects. That's what they call it. Paying your last respects to this person. And sometimes we love people, but we don't like them.
What?
I'm going to say that again. We love people, but we don't necessarily like them.
Huh?
You know what I mean. Sometimes we don't like their behavior. And it's not just one or two things that they do. It's the way they live their entire life. For the most part. And when people pass away, everybody sits around and wants to remember good things. But sometimes there's not much. Now, it's one thing to be a shit talker and talk a lot of shit, maybe rub people the wrong way with your mouth. But to live your life in a harmful way where it harms other people around you, where you've done things to people. And you've been pretty much unapologetic for all the chaos, mayhem, heartache, heartbreak, and everything else that you've caused. Now I made a video a couple videos ago. You can go down my little playlist or whatever, and it was about ain't shit people. Well, this is along that line. You see, if I'm a real person and I have to say something about somebody who's deceased and I ain't got nothing good to say. Now, my mother told me, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing. And I think that's a good way to live and to stay out of trouble. You know, or stay out of conflict or whatever. But when you sit up and you listen to people say things about somebody and you know it ain't true, you know that they just trying to say something nice because this person is passed on, and you know that this person wasn't shit. They wasn't shit. They were selfish. They were mean. They were disrespectful to themselves and others. When you got a person who's lived their life and they have only lived their life in their own self-interest, and now it's funeral time and people are supposed to get up here and say something good. And if you don't, you an asshole for telling the truth. Yeah. You get up there and tell the truth, that's what they do to you. Yeah. Hey, this person, they really wasn't shit. You ain't supposed to say that at funeral. Well, what you supposed to say? You in a chapel or a church? You in the church and you supposed to sit up here and lie? Now, I've seen some masterful preachers who possibly knew the person who was deceased and they knew that this person was a questionable character and whatnot, and they kind of talk around it. They don't really say nothing good. They use some scriptures about passing on and whatnot. And they kind of, I think that's the best way to go. Because if you're going to sit up and lie and act like this person was good, when you can go down the list of offenses that this person has made toward people that they were supposed to be, people that they were supposed to love. There's a Richard Pryor skit on one of his albums where he's acting like the preacher and he's preaching and he's like, the dearly departed was dearly and now he is departed. And then he get down to the truth and be like, well, I'm just going to tell you the truth. This nigga laying here wasn't shit. I seen him whooping his mama's ass over on 42nd Street. Richard tell it a lot better than me, but that was Richard Pryor, And I think that's what should happen at a lot of these funerals. I think that you should tell the truth about that person's life. I think people who they've offended should get up and be like, this son of a bitch, owed me $2,000 and wouldn't pay me. Listen, when you got a person, and sometimes you don't find out some of this stuff until either the person gets sick or the person passes away, how rotten they really were. Maybe they wasn't rotten to you, and that's good. that they were not rotten to somebody. And even with the rottenness that this person did, there may have been a couple of good times you had with this person. And you can speak on that. But when the gist of a person is an ain't shit motherfucker, that's what I'm gonna say. Or I'm not gonna bring that person up after they pass. Or if I do, I'm gonna tell the truth. And I might be the asshole for doing that, but okay, fuck it. When you got a person who didn't take care of their children, you got a person who didn't take care of their woman, you got a person who wasted their whole fucking life drinking, drugging, acting a fool, in and out of jail, disrespectful to their parent, disrespectful to their siblings, disrespectful to their other family members. And then they pass away and everybody's all sad. Oh. Yeah. You be sad, but you usually are sad for the ones that may have been close to the person or the people who really, have that attachment to this person, and you see their sadness and you feel their pain. But I'm not a fake person. When you watch somebody literally try over the course of decades to throw their life away, over the course of decades, do everything in their power to be here short on earth, to have a short lifespan on earth, and probably lived longer than they should have. Didn't serve no purpose other than being there. Can't think of too many good works. In the Bible it says, if you believe in the Bible, or even if you don't, but you have to think about, wisdom. Honor thy father and thy mother so that their days may be long. Now, first of all, it is your duty as a son or a daughter to try your very best to outlive your parents. You are supposed to bury your parents, not the other way around. Now, shit happens. You might get a cancer. You might be in a bad car accident that wasn't your fault. There's 6 million ways. Okay? But when you sit up and you deliberately ingest items way more than you should, and you don't give a damn, even when everybody's telling you, hey, you're going down, bro, or sis, you're doing too much, slow down. Fuck that. I do what I want to do. Nobody tells me shit. I don't listen to nobody. All right. What you gonna do? When you got a person that's past the age of where your brain should have fused together, where you got your grown-up sense now. So I'm gonna say for the average male adult, it's around 26 years old. For the average female, it's probably around 23 or 22, where they kind of get a little sense. And here you are going through your 30s, 40s, and 50s, and 60s, still doing dumb shit, still getting arrested, going to jail, getting into conflicts and fights, having the police involved in this, that, the third. You've had every advantage, damn near, that could be afforded to a black person in America, and you squandered every opportunity that you had to be something or somebody. And yet, when you go, now people want to sit back and try to say something good. What you gonna say about an intentional failure? That's what, excuse me, that's what brings tears to my eyes. Is what could have been. What opportunity you had to do something and be somebody. And in their latter years, helping your mom as much as you can instead of taking. Being a taker and an ungrateful motherfucking taker at that. You know, sometimes you got to watch what you say to people because you don't never know if it's the last time you're going to talk to them. But sometimes you know it's the last time you're going to talk to them, and you say what the fuck you got to say to them, and you don't give a damn. This has been another episode of Chopping It Up with UncleChon. And this has been funded, written, produced, directed by me, and I'm Uncle Sean. Fuck peace.